I discovered my husband was having an affair with our surrogate. Now she's having his baby, but not the one we paid for. I was holding the ultrasound photo when my phone pinged with a message never meant for me. One image showed our surrogate carrying the baby my husband and I had dreamed of for 5 years. A text showed she was carrying something else to part my husband's betrayal. Miss, you already can't wait to feel your lips again tomorrow. Don't worry about Michelle, she'll be at work all day. My husband Tom had accidentally sent me a message intended for Jessica, our surrogate who was 24 weeks pregnant with what I thought was our child. The phone slipped from my hand as I connected impossible dots, the late check-ins with Jessica, his insistence on handling all surrogate communications alone, the mysterious weekend work emergencies that started precisely when she entered her second trimester. After 3 years of failed IVF, 2 miscarriages, and emptying our savings for this final attempt at parenthood, I trusted Tom completely with our surrogacy journey. While I worked extra hospital shifts to cover the $120,000 cost, he attended appointments and built what he called a healthy relationship with the woman carrying our miracle. A healthy relationship. The words now made me physically ill. Instead of confronting him immediately, I did something calculated. I texted Jessica directly. Hi, this is Michelle. I need to schedule a coffee meeting tomorrow to discuss some concerns about the pregnancy, just you and me. Her response came quickly. Is everything okay with the baby? The baby is what we need to discuss, I replied, my hands trembling with rage. The next day, I sat across from our 26-year-old surrogate at a quiet calibration. She looked nervous, one hand protectively over her rounded belly, purred to the belly, carrying a child created with my eggs and what I had believed was my husband's sperm. How long have you been sleeping with Tom? I asked calmly, placing my phone on the table between us with his misdirected text displayed. The color drained from her face. Michelle, I can explain. Actually, I have a more important question, I interrupted. Did you use our embryo, or is that my husband's child conceived naturally? Her silence was my answer. The room seemed to tilt sideways. We connected during the second attempt, she whispered. The first transfer failed and Tom was so upset. He came over to check on me and you decided to keep trying the old-fashioned way. My voice remained eerily steady. He said you didn't need to know, that this way everyone would get what they wanted. I laughed hollowly. Except I am paying $120,000 for my husband's affair child that you both plan to pass off as our embryo. Before she could respond, I took out the second item I'd brought, a legal document prepared by the attorney I'd called at midnight. Here's what happens next, I said, sliding it across the table. You'll sign this amending our contract. It acknowledges the child is not from our embryo, releases me from all financial obligations, and names you and Tom as the biological parents. But what about Tom? She stammered. Tom doesn't know we're having this conversation, I replied, and you won't tell him if you want me to stay quiet about your medical fraud, which would end your surrogacy career and possibly result in criminal charges. Her hand shook as she signed. I stood to leave but paused when she called after me. Michelle, he said, your marriage was already over, that you only wanted a baby, not him. I turned back. The funny thing about liars, Jessica, they lie to everyone. I filed for divorce that afternoon, sending Tom copies of both the text and the amended surrogacy agreement. When he called panic-stricken, I let it go to voicemail. 3 months later, my divorce was finalized. I received our house in the settlement after my lawyer presented evidence of the surrogacy fraud. Tom moved in with Jessica, who gave birth to their daughter last month. Yesterday, I received a final text from Tom. I made a terrible mistake. Jessica's already talking about giving the baby up. Matzi, she never wanted to be a mother. Please call me. I didn't respond. Instead, I packed my suitcase for my flight to San Diego, where I am meeting with a new surrogacy agency. Only this time I'll be doing it alone.